So resolutions. Resolution. Be back here.
I think we gotta deal with the eye first. It's such a catastrophic thing, dude. We have to figure out exactly what's gonna happen.
Now, is the eye okay? So we got three now. Moon islands, 4 sun
Three.
islands.
3 suns, multiple moons.
2 sun. Now we have 3
No, the
freaking
islands.
suns.
Moon
3
islands.
moon islands, 2 sunspots.
So we established in the first age that the eye was a temporal device that moves races from other dimensions, right? That's what it did.
It's definitely
Yep.
a prison planet.
Yeah, it's a prison planet for sure, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so the question is the eye still functioning as it functioned in the first age? Does this shut the eye off completely? Does this make the eye function again? Like, what do you guys want to do?
Does it actually damage the eye? Maybe
Does the moon bounce off the eye? I didn't even think about that. That's amazing. Dude, the moon bounced off the eye.
No. When that moon comes crashing down, it just passes through the eye like races were passing back in. So it just shot that
dude.
moon somewhere
You just
else.
killed a whole nother world, bro.
Forgotten Realm.
You just murdered.
TSR now.
You just
It's over.
murdered My Little Pony land. They're fucking gone.
Rainbow Bright. It got
Rainbow
canceled.
Bright's toast. We can't hear you, by the way.
Gotcha.
You're muted.
There you go. Nope.
Still muted. Still muted.
What are you doing?
What happened, dude?
I think you would mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
What the fuck?
You were just all like, you were saying shit, and you were like,
So the moon just
the best.
flies through. So the
Yes.
I'm
I
looking
love
at
this.
or in the area,
The
right?
moon goes right through that bitch.
This could
I
like
love this. This is
Oh
a
yeah,
great idea.
no. Something eventually gonna come back and be like, "Who fucking sent a moon into
dude.
my world?"
and
Or
fuck
what's
shit
gonna
up.
happen where they throw something back? Like, I love the idea. It's a great idea, dude. Like,
No,
everyone's freaking out.
Takaya
It
Dune.
goes right through.
I'm gonna say that Takaya Dune start a whole theological base on the idea of that because they're around it when it happens and they think
Oh, yeah.
and
Oh
times is-
shit!
yeah, like a ball of shadow is coming at them, and they're like, "Oh, we're all dead. We just woke up." And then it goes to the middle of the island, and now they have an entire theological theme of like God and how they were spared, and how there's a judgment day coming when the moon
Oh
comes.
yeah, because one day the moon will return to destroy all of mankind.
We prayed for his silence, merciful
The
God.
day the moon returns.
Yeah, they started
The day the
praying
moon
at the
returns.
last moments, and it got saved. So I almost want to ask for an avatar for him. That's the base of this theology. The person that was saying, "Oh, we'll be saved" in those last minutes.
So hold on. How about instead of an avatar itself? How about like an avatar like order, like
Yeah, like
This is
a priest position or
a
something.
priest
That's-
position?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just happens that the first one is this guy who was like, "No, gather around, it'll be okay. There's no use to run. We'll be saved." And they're like, "Holy fuck, he was right. He
Yeah.
must know something."
Like
Because intelligence means stupidity as much as everything else.
it does. So like maybe the prophets of the moon.
Prophets of the moon.
Prophets
It's like
of the moon.
it's a moon death cult for kind
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
What are they called?
The prophets of the moon. Kaiju death cult.
So you
That's
basically,
so good.
so you basically made the Moonies,
The Moonies, yes, exactly.
essentially.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You weird,
Oh.
bald, Heaven's Gate looking motherfucker.
Out of curiosity, the moon falling through the eye, is that going to cause the eye to spit more races out?
See, dude, I had this idea. Like, I like the idea of the moon going through it, but I think it has to create some kind of energy when this happens because it's like a heavenly body going thousand miles per hour with all that mass. It would create something even if it disappeared. So I
Yeah.
don't know what that's going to be, what it could be. Maybe a gravitational shift on the entire planet or something.
What if
You know, I see
the
something bad like that. Like it doesn't like actually cause damage to the world in and of itself, but the indirectness of it does something.
Well, what about right on the island, right? Now, instead of this being crystal placid stuff that you can interact with, it is still in the process of sending the mass of the moon to the other spot,
So
at
it's out
least
of
for an
phase.
age or so. So if you went to it, you would just see like what looks like almost a never-ending portal into space or plane space.
So Steve's idea
Yeah,
about
we
the
don't
portal
need it.
being open. It's not a bad idea. Maybe something else can come out.
And we could put a timer on it too. Like at some point in time, the moon breaks away, the passage opens up for other things to come back through.
Oh, eventually some warlord races when it comes through and be like, who the fuck sent that moon to my planet? You
I'm
like
thinking
destroyed my city.
Like if you look into it, it would be like looking at an elastic hallway where a moon caught the elastic and is stretching it further and further away into infinity.
It's basically causing almost like a reality bend.
Yeah, in that area, like the temporal space would be all fucking jacked right around that fucking island where breeding occurs for already monstrous beings.
Yeah, that's great. It's so bad. It's terrible. All right, so the temporal area around the eye is fluctuating.
Like Joey said, there's too much energy for there not to be sun.
Yeah.
Right.
I like the idea of it being out of phase. That's a good idea. Like maybe creatures can come over from the ethereal plane or something. Like maybe not races, maybe just creatures, or kind of like in the mist, how that shit came from like the upside down and just came into the world and started fucking with everything.
It's rent a opening that things are coming through, not necessarily races like it did before.
You know what? What about this suggestion? Flip that on its head. The things it's connected to is like literally like a vanilla D&D world. The kaiju are the monsters from the other side that are
sure.
Dig what I'm saying? So like in the mist, the kaiju are the mist monsters in the other side of the portal.
So wherever it tore the space to, wherever the moon hit, now has monsters like coming from our world into their world.
Yeah,
and regular.
What
if it is like
to solve the problem?
Yeah, what if they disperse like a race to go through the portal to see where it came from, and that could be a race that spawns.
Yeah, or heroes sent to shut it down because of the world. There's a lot of I think that you can build it through. I don't know.
You can do a lot with that.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting ideas sitting there.
Goodness gracious! So hey, we sent the moon down. How does that affect one of the other 3 moon islands?
I think that the moon island that fell could have been directly related to the moon that island died. Like a dragon hit the moon on the way out, right?
Or what if it just rips the island out of the earth and sends it up into the sky to replace it? How we talked about like the rubber band effect before, about how when one thing changes, something else replaces it.
Oh, that'd be badass. So which one does it take out?
I don't know. You could do the one closest to where it hit.
Yeah,
or maybe the one furthest away.
It could be how about the one that the Proteus reach are on? That would be fucking hilarious.
That would be funny. So
where's the fourth?
I like that idea, dude. Let's get ripped up into space too. So now there's 2.
Where's the fourth? Anyway, I only see 3.
The 4th one got destroyed already.
You deleted it off the map? I thought it was the one of the lake acid.
No, the one that got deleted, if you look south and down and to the left from, the one that's being pinged. This used to be one of the moon touched islands right here.
Okay. And that so the whole island isn't gone.
Yeah, let's do the Proteus.
No, just the energy from the island stopped. The island is still there,
but it's no longer linked with the moons.
I like the Proteus reach idea. I think it's a good idea.
They go into space too.
Yeah, so there's a second,
and they have no clue.
They have no clue. Like, this get ripped into space.
So they can like support themselves because they
have a good chance because they're already part cyborg and shit.
Yeah. They have the tech level necessary. But real quick, since it's resolution, do they lose contact with their original race? Do they still have like
for a time being? Definitely.
I mean, but yeah, for the time being. But remember, they have all this technology involved with sound, so they're going to be able to easily set up some kind of communication.
Well, that was their tech base, was
Yep.
the sound stuff.
Sound.
Yeah.
So you could say for now it is, but by next age they probably can communicate with them easily. I would say it wouldn't be a problem.
So they're just
They're like, we're sending people out there to get you. Just hang on. We're like, we're not fucking going anywhere.
Steve inadvertently made like the ultimate jump point because it's literally in space. So you can literally drop it to any part of the world from that point. It's kind of cool.
That's so funny. That's hilarious that they ended up being on there. They were just like, why don't we take that one? Like, yep, that'll work.
It's rare the D&D world where once you leave the atmosphere, you're still finding legendary ruins.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Can you imagine, like, say, like, all these other races die off, and then, you know, like 3 ages from now, someone finally gets spaceships, and they go to these areas, and they're like, we're the first. Oh, what the hell's all those remnants of shit? Like, what is all this? You know?
And they're humanoid, like
Yeah.
human, and they're
Yeah.
like, is that a large bear? We think that they represented themselves in hieroglyphs through imagery of animals for
Mhm.
strength.
Yeah, my pitch for the primal lava dragon was that he actually becomes a third sun. So the Hall of Isaac and his head is like the only part that's not a burning star up in space. So Rin sits atop a burning star now, and plays
That's
like,
exactly where she'd want to be.
With mechanical kobolds.
with mechanical kobolds and probably other ones as she evolves.
That's
She is so happy. Like, she can't express how happy she is right now.
Yeah, she's literally like the head of the thing. She's
I
raw.
have a
literally.
question for y'all. The Rectonians.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ractonians.
Ractonians.
Tectonians.
Now they're humans. Are they like offshoot? Because they just kind of rose into prominence. Are they offshoots of the Amazons?
Yeah, it's the same place that the Amazons fled to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say they're probably related to them. Remnants of them.
Yeah, the
remnants.
Amazonians would have been like these stronger, better versions of them.
They rose from what was left after the Amazonian collapse.
During the
So are there also
Yeah.
some tiger people there? Because they end up aligning and making a separate
Or
subrace.
how about the Ractonians have some cat-like features?
what
I like
about
that.
cat-like markings?
Like
and-
fucking
Yeah.
like panthers, dude.
features.
Like they got like
Yeah.
dark tufts of fur and shit on their face.
There's some that are panther-like. There's some that are
Or
like just cat folk in
jaguars.
general.
Jaguars.
They look like they're
I was curious. I was looking at the area and it was something that
That's
had
a good
dawned on
idea.
me.
It makes sense, right? So they can
Yeah.
trace their lineage back to the,
Right
to
there
the
with
age
George
before.
Yeah.
And maybe they have stories of like great Amazonian warriors and shit because they were supposed to be bigger and stronger, and how like they got
Yep.
defeated by this race of demons that took over their people and shit.
Yeah.
Which are still around, right over there.
Yeah, the
2
slaughter
islands away.
just like, man, that's a lot of shit going on. We're just gonna kind of hang out. Like,
Well, my pitch
like-
for the Slod for this second age during the resolutions, they didn't do anything, is they have successfully infiltrated at least a member of their order in every single race
okay,
around this planet.
Since
So
their order is focused on infiltration, that would
Infiltration.
make sense. They're
Which is what they started
high-end
doing.
infiltrators. Yeah.
So I say by the end of this part of the age, they are infiltrated. They have people everywhere.
so the
What
slaughter is successfully every order. Okay,
the Dark Tooth are dead up here, right?
That's a
no,
place.
Or no?
It's a leftover base of operations from Red.
from Malpheus.
Okay,
Oh, from Ren. That's right. It's Ren's. Yeah.
there we go.
I mean, I could see
Yeah.
somebody taking it over since nobody's up there.
It was her Hall of Solitude before she moved to the Great Game.
All right. So what happens when Demon Bear goes to the Hunter's Labyrinth?
Yeah, the Hunter's Labyrinth. All right, my pitch was that he finds a race there, that we actually create a Yuncha, like an alien, like an alien hunter race that goes planet to planet and destroys shit.
I think that they do that, but I don't think they necessarily have to be a race that's active on the world. I think what they do, especially since they have the labyrinth, they pick like
Capture
prime.
people.
They capture prime specimens of
I'm with
every
you.
active race, and they put them at the heart of the labyrinth, and they give them a week to do whatever they're going to do in the labyrinth.
Then
So
they
they
hunt
have equipment in there from other generations and stuff. All of them are hunting trophies, and they let the new hunt pick up and do whatever they want for a week,
So it's
and
like
then they come in and they hunt.
So it's like
So-
the plot of Predators, except instead of taking them to an alien world, they take them to this Hunter's Labyrinth, which is essentially an alien world anyway, because it's their creation.
And
They
so,
hunt them.
like, you're saying that every generation in the age they've been doing this, so there's
Yeah.
a collection of shit.
Oh yeah.
Been doing it for a long
Yeah.
time.
So what
It's
happens
just
to Demon
people
Bear?
who
No one
discover it
knows.
now.
Gatling gun Chainsaw Man goes in.
Yeah, does he survive? We could roll it.
It's not the hunt time yet. So right now he's found a thing that they thought no one would
Well,
find.
I mean, it's 250 years, right? The period of time.
But I mean, he's not in there the whole time.
Well, no. What I'm saying is the hunt period didn't happen the whole time of that 250 years. I thought it was like
the hunt period might have happened. He wasn't there during the
He
hunt.
just wasn't there during that particular. Like,
oh, so he found
6
the
months.
remnant, but doesn't.
Well, then in that case, yeah, I think he comes back with a piece of technology. I think that makes sense.
I like that.
How about? I mean, do you guys want to do the invisibility?
I think camouflage makes perfect sense.
like camouflage.
Yeah, I like the camo. But quick question also on this: wouldn't he be
Maybe.
there or sending more people to like harvest more shit? It's not like he's gonna walk in, see a bunch of stuff, take one thing, walk away, and then
Yeah, but if he
Unless
takes
he
the one
doesn't
thing,
view that to be of value. He's already technologically advanced himself.
yeah, and he takes the one thing and they basically just copy it. So maybe that's all he
Yeah.
found when he went to the ruin. He didn't find the other stuff. The other stuff was smashed or whatever.
I mean, it's a giant labyrinth, so he probably didn't scour every piece of that thing.
Yeah, and there's also
I would
tro-
assume the
Steve said
labyrinth
trophies
probably runs the full length of that mountain
of
chain.
the whole probably the whole
Yeah.
maybe the whole island because it's underwater too because it goes the tides go up and down.
And once he gets back, wouldn't he be sending like expeditionary forces of expendables to like go find more? We already
I
found one.
guess.
Type
But I'm
thing.
saying maybe some of the other stuff he found wasn't useful because Steve said it's all trophies from other races, so he would
Yeah,
find
and-
older pieces of technology that wouldn't be useful to him.
I
don't want him to get-
a lot of dead bodies, hunting trophies.
Yeah, I don't want him to get like everything that the predators can do. Like he should get one thing, I think.
Oh no, I
Fair.
wasn't thinking that. I was just thinking of it still being active since there's this hunt thing occurring. Like Demon Bear could be the first person to survive the hunt.
That's what I was originally gonna say. Like, did he get hunted and survive?
You know,
We could
he's
roll it.
got
I
chainsaw.
don't think that he gets hunted now, but his having been there would definitely lead to him being in the next hunt.
Oh
Like
yeah.
they're
sure, they're
going
gonna take
to
him.
they're going to
Try to
take
take
him.
him.
But do you want to just do the resolution for that now, or
No, I think that's next age.
okay?
I think not next age. Let's do next round on that because it's going to take some time for them to get him back there. Like they may have to either get him back there, or they may just come straight to his home area and hunt him there.
Yeah,
don't know yet.
since this is established now, you can use this for personal calamity or death of an avatar. So it's like a
Yeah.
feature of the world that you can use if you want
It
to use
is.
Well, that's what I was trying to figure out. Like, it's still open, right?
Yeah.
Like- So, all I was trying to get at is if the Animorphs know it's there and there's any potential, they'll send more people, more and more people, and then one day, all the people
They-
there die.
Sure, they could send all the people
They
they want, they're
could,
just not going to find anything else.
Yeah, they're not going to find
But
it.
they also just lost a base that got sent into space.
Yeah, that is true too. But what I mean to say is, like, say they send 100 people. Okay, you're just an expeditionary force looking for more stuff. Report back, and then
Oh,
one day, report stop. Everyone there's dead. Big why? Because the predators came back.
But the
Kill
place
them.
itself is also still dangerous, so people might just be dying to traps and other
Oh, yeah.
natural hazards within the.
I'm not saying they find anything. I'm saying there's potential there still.
Yeah, yeah.
Other things.
Oh,
like
it's
potential.
it's adventurer fodder. Our big badass found a cool thing in here.
it's a-
Probably anyone who's got the cojones to try is going.
So what about
the little shopkeeper Animorph beaver is going to have a high adventure and go to the Hunter Labyrinth? I mean, it's totally a thing that could happen.
and
You
then
know what
get
I'm saying? Like it could be like an adventure hook for narrative stories too.
It could be an adventure for hell.
Legend-
We
it's a
might form
legendary
an
dungeon.
order that literally are just an order of people who like the yawning portal, not the yawning portal. What's that bar in the Forgotten Realms that has the fucking, I think it is the yawning portal.
I have no idea.
talking about the one with the burning mage in it.
No, it's a
Oh, you're
bar that
talking-
literally
talking
has
about the-
like a giant well in the middle that
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
pay money to go down a rope to go into essentially the Underdark. It's a freaking bar on top of an entrance to the Underdark.
You talk about Are you talking about Undermountain?
Maybe, I don't know. I'd have
Undermountain's
to-
a
I'd have to
giant.
look.
It's a giant Forgotten Realms dungeon that's underneath the city. It's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah, that's probably it.
So what about the Scar Elves, Prox, and this?
I think the Scars. I think the Scar Elves are definitely going to see strength in numbers and join.
What about the Treants in the area? Like what? I'm
We
just saying.
really didn't touch on the Treants. I think they're just in the process of awakening. I don't know if they would necessarily interact with anyone actively.
They might not even let anyone know they're even there yet.
Yeah, I would.
I mean,
imagine.
a tree can just be still and no one knows.
Especially when like the last thing they came out of was a totally different world.
Yeah.
Like as their roots re-energized, like this is not right.
Yeah, they're just starting to.
Leads with fame.
Yeah, but you're saying the Scar Elves accept the alliance with the
Yeah, I think they would.
Quick question.
Horde?
Absolutely.
Well, for one, even if they didn't want to, he's got a giant army. So if
Well-
they say no, they're just gonna get obliterated.
And they're
Yeah.
telekinetic.
And they're not going to just get themselves killed like that.
Yeah, they don't really volunteer. They more like get voluntold that they're gonna
So-
join. So,
Who made the Scar
you know
Elf?
what I mean? He's like, join and heal my people. or I
Corinth
will
made the
just kill you."
Scar Elves at
No,
the
I
beginning
meant
of.
What
Oh,
device
sorry.
entity in the game made the
Uh,
Scar Elves?
They're just now finally established a civilization.
Yeah, I don't. We
They're
haven't been
an-
explaining the entry of every single civilization or every single race.
Yeah.
I'm just
If
wondering-
I mean, like I
you
said-
if you follow the line, they're probably an offshoot of the Lachey when they got.
Probably survivors of the Lachey or the Drow who were
Yeah.
utterly destroyed.
Oh, how about survivors of? Because Lachey, well, no, wasn't there an
Lachey are-
alliance against the Lachey with the lizard folk acid thing? Wasn't that?
No, they came in and literally got obliterated the same round they came in.
They're like, hey, what's up? Oh, Death Rage. Fuck my life. Yeah.
No, okay, well,
the
maybe-
acid folk agreed to be part of the lizard folk basically by becoming like armor for them, like
Yeah.
complete symbiotic relationship.
Yeah.
So they're no longer their own race.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the only one that
was
like,
just trying
is even
to-
now, that's the weave.
I think if there was a reason I could come up with why Lachey would be there in the first place when their world got destroyed. So that could have been like an envoy or emissaries that now have built out a
I
civilization.
like the idea of survivors just getting as far away from the Fey Feywild that they could, because that's where the
Yeah.
scar is, and
And a
they
petrified
got
force
over
is
to the-
pretty unfade friendly.
and they got over to the former acid lake and found the petrified forest, and they kind of set up roots there. I think that makes sense. It explains them.
Yeah.
Yeah, envoy
yeah.
or refugees, or maybe a group of soldiers that escape. I mean, whatever it is.
Yeah.
500 years, 200
We
years
can cover
later,
that
it's
later
amazing.
on microscope. We don't have to settle
Yeah,
that
I'm-
down exactly.
Just wondering. Luke,
He's
I know.
trying to set some
Motivate.
root so he has understanding. Yeah.
No, I understand. I
Um.
was thinking about-
So the thing I want to touch on, the Troglodytes, they built a city with the sole intent to be like a diplomatic hub between them and the Eternal.
yes.
Do the Eternal actually come to the table?
I don't know. I, mean,
Ooh.
I like the idea of them being like not aggressive towards them, but maybe just being
Yeah.
like, sure, build your city. We can just just destroy it in whatever way. It doesn't we control everything down here? Maybe they
Yeah.
just let them do it.
are they
See what they're
cognizant
gonna do?
of their mission or their?
I think so. The way Corinth explained them is they understand that they're supposed to protect whatever.
Yeah.
Supposed to keep whatever's in there in the box.
And if forming this alliance keeps
If it
that
helps
box
it.
in play, then why not?
But I
What
don't
a,
know, like Steve's idea, them not considering an alliance though. Like
Yeah.
them just tolerating them, making them like kind of like elves. How elves think they're better than everybody else.
I
Like,
said
they,
we,
Yeah.
they think they're like the best because they're eternal, right? Like they last forever. This has been their job forever.
the
They're just
item.
specks of dust.
How does that change? Does that change the relationship? Like the dwarves are like, okay, we
No,
can-
they're-
then they take this thing
The-
inside out, and now the dwarves are like, or they don't know about it, or
What do they take out?
The Weave took tech from in there.
yeah,
I,
didn't
I'd probably
check.
say they don't know that he did that. Like they are
Yeah.
not aware
yeah,
that he stole
The
something.
thing is, the Troglodytes probably don't even know that they did that.
yeah. The weave kind of does its own thing.
The
Okay.
Weave has a control of an order of shadow acidic acid things. I mean, I'm pretty sure he can find a way to steal it, like without being caught. I assume that's what he did.
Cool.
He stole it. Yeah, yeah. Because you're right. If they knew he did that, John, they would not. They would not. No, they would not accept that. Not the way D explained them.
No,
they would be
like,
pretty upset that he did that.
No, I was just wondering if
yeah. So I have the Eternals tolerate the Troglodytes and are unaware that the weave stole the tech from the Eternals.
Yeah.
quick question now.
that tech.
when we
right?
get to
What
the
is it?
lava stuff, did the lava affect this far up? I just
I don't
assumed
think it did.
the whole planet because the amount of volcanoes that were going
Yeah,
off.
but that's such a still a huge area, and you still have oceans. I don't think it's going to go that far out.
Maybe
like-
created volcanic islands in the place where like the dragon flew away at. So some of these
Yeah.
masses can still be here for Steve doesn't have to change very much.
Oh
They're
yeah,
just
that,
volcanic islands now.
certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tech that you stole. Are we still good with it being like a device that sucks somebody in or imprisons somebody?
Stasis.
Oh, you're talking about the box?
Yeah, the box. It's like a piece of the
Yeah.
box basically. So that's what
Yeah.
you got.
Oh yeah, the tank he got. Yes.
Yeah, I like the idea, John. Stasis or like a mirror.
It's like a
universe,
soul jar.
soul jar, magic jar.
Yeah.
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 Maybe it's similar to the phylactery that Ezra's built.
It is.
Maybe it's
I
the
was just
same-
thinking about
yeah,
that,
maybe it's
actually.
the same tech. He just doesn't know how to use it as a lich yet.
Yeah.
That's a good
Or
idea,
maybe
right? Like it's
used
another piece of the crystal.
Maybe
So a
it's
piece
a-
of the heart, basically.
it's one of the
So the
only-
heart was made from the same shit that's holding the thing in the box.
what about a non-liched phylactery? You don't have to be undead to attach your soul.
Well, that's what a soul gem is,
I mean,
or a magic
yeah,
jar.
Okay.
That's fine. You don't know, but that's what magic jar is. Magic jar, you basically suck a soul into a gem.
Oh no, what I meant though was it acts as a phylactery, and he's able to still operate while part of
he
something.
doesn't, but he doesn't know it yet.
He
I don't think he knows how to use it that way because this is so far outside of his realm of knowledge that he would have this, but he doesn't know how to use it yet at all.
So for the
Like
time
it-
being, he just uses it as a stasis device or to hold something powerful inside of it
Yes.
if he encounters
Yeah.
something
So
like
he's
that.
technically giving a bunch of other things a phylactery
Yeah.
without realizing it,
Without
and then
realizing it.
destroying them later or pulling them back out of it and then killing. And then be like, okay, you get
I
the
would
phylactery.
argue that maybe Temporus was actually made from the same thing, which is why he had the stasis abilities.
Maybe. I know we said he was dead, but he was on the island that crashed into the sea that has Star Master and Tomb. So technically speaking, he could be alive still.
He
Like,
could.
they could
He's
all
just
be
maybe in
alive.
stasis.
Buried.
Yeah, he could just be buried.
Yeah, maybe he used the time stop thing on himself. Instead of rewinding time, he just froze time around himself at the exact point that he crashed into the earth. So he's just down there,
Yep.
stuck.
Stuck in stasis.
Okay, so what
I
about
think that covers. Okay, what
this
else?
bottom right? Remember we said that they discovered, like you said, the next lock piece, the one for this specific
Hey.
island in here.
I had an idea real quick. What if the thing in the box is Temporus? So it's like a sphere situation. You ever seen that movie where they find the spaceship at the end and the spaceship is actually a human spaceship that came back through time is at the bottom of the ocean? So what if the thing they're keeping in the box is Temporus because it's so dangerous? So it was always there, but it was also not always there because it came through time and space.
Because it's a time thing.
Yeah. So it being perpetually in there is why all these things are tied to it. Yeah, so that's why the crystals are tied to it. That's why the islands are tied to it because it's all part of Temporus. So Temporus is like keeping itself
And
locked away without knowing it.
and just so many layers on layers of
So many
lock-
layers of storytelling. But I'm just saying,
oh.
what if that's the thing?
What if the reason, like, what if Temporus wasn't just an avatar for this race? It was an existence that was part of the creation of the stasis mechanism for the thing being kept in the prison in the first place. And that's
and-
why we're here.
And Crovexis wasn't the thing that the wheel was keeping. It's still Temporus' thing the wheel's for, but Crovexis was like another safety measure. If they get past the first part of the wheel, we release a psionic entity to see if that keeps them in check. Now,
Well,
that's
I
fine
like
because
that.
he's still
That's
fighting.
badass.
I
That's
don't
maybe-
badass.
I don't mean Temporus is the thing they locked away, though. What I mean is, like, Temporus was one of the workers in the pyramid. And when the pyramid was done to seal this thing, Temporus was
Oh.
trapped here as well.
He was sacrificed with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you don't like the idea of Temporus being the
Well,
thing.
no. I think that then.
What if the
throughout
Temporus is like
this
a higher
entire
safety
time-
mechanism too?
That's what I'm saying. It could be a like a
That's-
device. given
All I mean is
sentience.
that's Temporus at the beginning. And then you have Temporus throughout all of time. And then you have Temporus being put in a box. And then you have
So-
Temporus being
So
put in a
Temporus
pyramid.
isn't the thing that he was containing, but ends up being badder or worse than the thing that they built him to contain.
And so they
Yeah.
had
So he
contain
has
him.
so then he has to
Because of-
self-contain, but doesn't realize he's
'cause-
self-containing.
Yeah, because of godlike oversight.
And he's
Right,
just
Oh,
because if he
shit.
comes out, he will destroy all of existence basically. Because he's layers upon he's Deus Machina, he's Ex Machina on top of Ex Machina on top of Ex Machina. He's every mistake we ever made into one thing. So now we can do whatever we want. It all goes back to the tip point.
What about the Ezra Sir situation?
Grumpy Viking says.
I mean, Sir's dead.
Schrodinger's
Sir's dead, and Ezra has his body.
Sir is
Yeah, I
Sir
think
is
we're
gone.
just. Sir is gone. He is no longer an avatar. He is dead.
He's
So-
dead.